We have some new information on what Update 14 can bring and more for the future of Hell Let Loose. So first off, Alamein has been revealed, or at least partially revealed. We've got a couple of screenshots so far, and that's it. But it's confirmation that one of the British maps is 100% going to be Alamein. Now, Max, the CEO of Black Matter, the original developers, did actually name drop Alamein in an interview he did with a different content creator back when the Soviets were released. So they've had this idea of Alamein for a long time. And the second map, while the map name and location hasn't been revealed, they have said it's in Holland. So it's going to be part of Operation Market Garden. So what that's bringing to Hell Let Loose with the British is two maps with completely different looking and probably feeling locations, which really it's just more variation for the game, which is an awesome thing. Plus with El Alamein, I'm pretty sure that's confirmation we're going to get other maps released in North Africa, because with the creation of El Alamein, they've had to create loads of different assets just for that area, such as the trees and the different style of buildings. So I don't see them creating one map in North Africa and leaving it as that. Now some quick notes on known issues that came with the 13.5 update. They know about the server performance and VoIP issues. There's the reload bug with the bolt action rifles, which is when you completely empty a bolt action rifle and reload it, it will pretty much replay the reload animation twice in a weird way. So really, if you're using a bolt action rifle, try not to fully empty the rifle so you can avoid this bug, or just don't use a bolt action rifle at all. There's a cosmetic issue with the flamethrower class with a radio box clipping through it when wearing a certain skin. They're also investigating issues with tank shell penetration, LODs, which is when you're looking at a distant building and it turns into mashed potato, a floating pistol on a character in the front menu screen, and some issues with the third-person sprinting animations when using certain weapons. And we also get some further clarification on the previous roadmap, because there wasn't a lot of detail given with certain parts of it. So I even made a video about the previous roadmap where things had just disappeared, like Mortars and the Flak Panzer, and I felt like it could have used a bit more detail. So they've got some questions here and answers to them. A big one for you console guys is, will consoles ever receive the server browsing functionality? And the answer is yes, but it's going to take a lot of work, and it's not going to come with update 14. They hope to see some form of browsing for consoles in update 15, and then they'll keep making improvements to that as time goes on. Also, another thing that received a lot of criticism with the roadmap was the in-game store. A lot of people thought that a lot of crazy cosmetics or other stuff was coming to the game. We still don't know 100% what is coming, but what they have said is that they're going to focus on historically accurate cosmetics. So it could just be uniforms, or there could also be vehicle skins or different paint jobs or accessories for your character. Remember the face customization they announced, like 2 years ago, and that just disappeared? That could go into the store. We've still just got to wait and see. They also announced in the roadmap that each year going forward will be a year of the war, so this year being 1939. And they confirm that again in this Q&A section, but what they also say is they're going to be focusing on it being historically accurate and working in ways where they can determine loadouts, vehicles, and cosmetics are only applicable to certain maps. So what this could mean is that you won't get access to certain weapons or vehicles on maps where those weapons or equipment hadn't even been deployed yet into the various forces or were even used in that battle. A lot of history nuts really want this. I would prefer just to get access to everything, because it's just extra variation, really. But let me know what you guys think on that down below. They're confirming that the non-verbal communication tools will not be emotes. It's going to be in-game commands and visual markers. So it could be expanding the current marker system we already have, where you can put a ping down if you're not a squad leader or commander. Maybe they're going to expand on that. But also commands where Maybe it will be like a radial menu that they'll bring up in game and you choose a certain section of it and then your character will say something, maybe. We'll see how that develops. There's also clarification on what the 2 new modes going to be. Those are Objective and Skirmish. Objective is going to be seeing players working together to complete set tasks, which could be destroying something, maybe capturing something as well. And Skirmish is just going to be a single cap point. I mentioned earlier that on the recently released roadmap, a bunch of stuff just disappeared from the previous one, such as Mortars, but the devs have confirmed that Mortars are definitely coming. They just don't know when yet. They don't have a timeline when this is going to come into the game. We get some extra clarification on the Finnish and Polish forces, where the question is asking if they're going to be designed and equipped in the same way as the current factions in the game, and they've said no. Pretty much the Polish and the Finnish forces, I think, are going to be designed for these smaller scale modes, just skirmish and objectives, so they may not get a huge amount of weapons, huge amount of vehicles. I'm pretty sure these modes may not have vehicles in it all, and I'm pretty sure in the Winter War that tanks weren't used a hell of a lot. Like there was one tank battle or one major tank battle in that war, and that was it. It was mainly like infantry. When the 101st Airborne DLC was announced in the roadmap, I was a bit confused because I saw that as just a cosmetic skin. I mean, we already have an airborne skin that the 101st use, so I was wondering, what is it going to be? Is it just going to be an arm patch version of that current airborne cosmetic? So the question is, with the addition of the 101st Airborne, can we expect further expansion of units / insignias? And they've said, yes, we plan to introduce more notable factions to Hell Let Loose as we develop the 1 year of conflict for every calendar year. So it looks like we're getting sub-factions now. And if they want to go down this route of being historically accurate for weapons and equipment used for certain maps, then this is how I think they're going to do it. I did speak with some friends on potentially having a historically accurate game where you would have to create certain factions for certain maps, and I'm pretty sure Postscriptum does it like that. So yeah, I mean, I guess they're going to follow that route. And lastly, we get confirmed that they are looking into adding free look into the game. And free look, if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much being able to turn your character's head and look around without changing what direction you're running. Many games in this space that Hell Let Loose is in have free look, like Squad, Postscriptum, they both have it. And that's something that's been largely requested from the community, so it's good that they've actually got that on their radar now. If you missed my reaction to the reveal of the 2023 roadmap, check it out here. If you like this video, give it a like, dislike if you didn't. Leave a comment down below on what you think about this reveal for El Alamein and Operation Market Garden. Support the channel by becoming a member. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.